Welcome to Taiwan Talk. I'm Aspen Beilharz.
Débordant ce lieu, tu remplis tout mon cœur. Jésus, ton amour est grand.
To start off with, could you introduce yourself?
My name is Ange Samuel Kouamé, Chinese name Annie N, and I've been here in Taiwan for almost 60 years. I'm a soccer player.
Ange Samuel Kouamé joined the Taiwanese Football League in 2018. Since then, he's cemented his place in the league with strong play and spectacular goal scoring. And earlier this year, he became naturalized as a Taiwanese citizen. Community, music, and faith have helped Ange Samuel overcome challenges as he moved across the world chasing his dream. We met to talk about his story. It starts in Africa, in Côte d'Ivoire, or Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast is in the west part of Africa. We don't have winter and it's always summer. But the culture is more about community life, like family, neighborhood. Yeah. I'm born in the city, the capital, Abidjan.
Ange Samuel's passion for football was there from the start.
Since child, I was already into sport, football. Since elementary school, I already started to play. My dream was to play as professional football player. Like that's the career I wanted since child. And there were a time where I have to decide. I either go for school or I just play soccer full time. So when I decided that I want to play soccer, then I was looking for opportunity to go outside because I know that if I want to make it like professional for living, then I need to look for opportunity abroad. So I have a friend who introduced me one agent and then he had the opportunity for me to come to Asia. So I didn't hesitate. I just take that opportunity and then that's how I first moved to Asia in Philippines.
How did you get from there to Taiwan?
When I was in Philippines, I have a very close friend here in Taiwan. And then she gave me the advice that maybe it would have been a good idea for you to come play here in Taiwan first. And then after you can decide about your future. After advice, then I came here in Taiwan for holiday. I had a contract with my first team here during this holiday and they give me an offer and I say like, okay, why not? Maybe I try maybe 1 or 2 years and then we'll see. So that's how I moved from Philippines to Taiwan.
It didn't take long to start making his mark on the field. But off the field, not everything was going smoothly.
Most time I was going through a difficult time. The first 2 months when I moved here, I told my friend introduced me to Taiwan. And unfortunately, I lost that friend after 2 months in Taiwan. And then those time was like, the difficult time for me. I went through some depression. It was a little bit hard. So those were the moment that I decided, okay, I think maybe I should learn one instrument or something, like to keep my mind, good and everything. So I pick up guitar, I start to learn, and then I pick up the note and everything, the scale very quickly. So it become like another passion. So that's what helped me to overcome this time.
Was beautiful. Thousand.
So I would say that behind sport and football, I really like to be also on my own, I like to be with people, but I like to spend time with myself, maybe reading or listen to music or guitar. Yeah, that's my hobby.
When you came into Philippines and then Taiwan, were there things you had to adjust to, like the language or the culture?
Yeah. There were a big difference compared from my country first to Philippines and then to Taiwan. There were a big gap because originally in my country, our main language is French. And when I moved to Philippines, I have to learn English. It took me 6-7 months to learn English. I mean, basic level. And then when I come here in Taiwan, I realized that, okay, here, don't use too much English. People understand English, but they are not using that much. So I need to learn Chinese, and that was a little bit tough, a little bit challenging for me. And also, when I moved here at the beginning, honestly, I didn't hear about Taiwan before in the past. So when I moved in Taiwan, I have no clue, no idea. Yeah, it's when I arrived here that I realized it was a completely different culture.
What was it like when you got to Taiwan, first going to training and getting out on the field with the other players?
Actually, football it's already has its own language. So it's much easier, as player, even you cannot communicate because of the language barrier. But because football is a global sport, he has his own language. So it was easy for me to get in touch with the player.
Football is one language that Ange Samuel is fluent in. Since playing in the Taiwanese league, he's received awards for the top goal scorer and player of the year. And in sports reporting, he's picked up a nickname, the Goal Machine.
Actually, as I say, it was a dream since child to play soccer. And I come here, I have the opportunity to play, and then everything started to work very well, like the performance, everything, the atmosphere in the team, everything was great. So it was like a good experience for me. And it was actually my first experience playing like full time, because in Philippines, I didn't really play like full time. So it was great for me. It was very great. And the team, in that moment achieved like 2 or 3 league titles in a row. So it was a great experience for me. I mean, it was my first time to win and to have like a special awards, all of this. So I feel like all those sacrifices I made since my country, because during those times there was like difficult time, move from my country to Philippines. Everything was not like going smoothly. So at that moment, I realized that, okay, this step I made was the right choice. And it comforted me in my decision that I need to go for full career as professional football player. So this gave me a lot of courage and then strength to keep going.
Ange Samuel had left one home, but he was finding another here in Taiwan.
I still talk with my family through internet, the social media. I still connect with them. And also abroad, you will always have the African community, like people, not especially from my country, because we don't have much people from my country. Actually, I think I have met only 1 or 2 people. So we don't have a big community here, but there is a lot of other people from Africa, and we almost share the same culture. So I have like many friends from Gambia, many friends from Burkina Faso, which they speak French. And then as soon they notice that I'm here in Taiwan and I play soccer and they saw the news about me and everything, it was easy for me to connect with them, as well with people from other continents. So I met a couple of people from America, from Europe, especially from France. So I made a lot of friends here.
Going through the storm, but I won't go down. I hear your voice, carrying the rhythm of the wind to call me out.
And also, I belong to the church community. So, yeah, I have time together with them on Sunday, on weekend. And also, I start to serve there in the music ministry. So, I get to learn another instrument and part of the worship team. When I moved to Taiwan, the original plan was, okay, maybe here would be like one step, and then maybe after 1 or 2 years, then I will move to different places. This is what I planned originally, but after my first year, during the second year, then I meet the one is now my wife. So when we met, we started to date, and then it took us like 1-2 years until we engaged. So it's at that moment that I realized that, okay, if I really want to take this relationship like seriously and everything, then I need to make a choice. So I decided, okay, I will stay here and then build a family. So after 2-3 years, we married. I was already here and already into the culture and everything. And I feel like, okay, here is home. So why not staying? So that was the big point for me. That's what make a big impact, a big difference for me to stay. So I decided, okay, why not? And after I have the opportunity to get naturalized and play here for the country, and I was like, okay, will be even perfect, you know. It's like a dream coming true.
Becoming a Taiwanese citizen meant that Ange Samuel could officially play for Taiwan. Less than a month later, he scored his first goal as part of the national team.
The header! Kouamé looks across, the flag slays down, and Chinese Taipei have the lead.
How does it feel to get to this point, representing Taiwan on the world stage?
Actually, this is out of plan. You know, when I was leaving my country, I could never imagine like something could happen like this way. I mean, impossible, you know, impossible for me, you know. So when this really happened, it's for me just a miracle. It's like God grace. And now I try to enjoy and see how things will go. So I'm very happy. I'm very proud also. And as I told you, like that helped me to know that the decision I took, leaving my country, not knowing where I'm going or what will be next, will be the best choice that I made. And then here building a family and representing a country, you know, for a football player, this is like one of the dreams. You know, everyone wants to play for a country. It's like, it's a work, but like representing a country, it's something else, you know. It's another feeling. It's completely different. And have this opportunity to represent a country where I immigrate and then they welcome me and then I have so many opportunities is one of the way for me to give back everything that this country offer me.
And that does it for this week's episode of Taiwan Talk. I'm Aspen Beilharz, and I've been talking to Ange Samuel Kouamé, who also gets special thanks for letting us use his music in this episode. Until next week, thanks for listening.